All
So how
right.
are you? So how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks
All
for
right.
asking.
I'm Savannah for everybody, because this is a live broadcast. And I'm a mindset and manifestation coach. And I'm here with Dane Abraham today. And let me just tell you, I don't know if you watch Supernatural. I'm a huge Supernatural fan. So I'm just super excited to have a friend named Dean now.
Okay. Excellent.
So, Dean, you're wanting to do the emotion code, right?
Right. Yes.
And
Yes.
I've never heard anything about this. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it, or and introduce yourself as you do it?
Okay. Right. So yeah, a little about me. I'm Dean. I'm 28, and I am what I would call an emotion code student. Currently studying the emotion code from Halifax, Nova Scotia. And yeah, well, the emotion code for me, the emotion code is just it's just a really useful tool to be able to release trapped emotions that might be somewhere in the body uh, from any time in your life or before you're even born, possibly. That might have been passed down and inherited through your DNA and whatnot. So it's really interesting stuff.
That is super interesting. It's a new concept for people to think about emotions being passed down from your through your DNA. People might think of things like that being passed down from this is what I learned from my parents, but for it to actually be in your DNA, that's something new for people to think about.
Definitely, definitely, yes.
You have anything to add to that?
No, not really. I think you got it right on the head there. It's definitely something new to think about, and I think when people are ready and they're open to it, it will serve them tremendously well.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely. The a lot of things that we thought of before as crazy or even witchcraft or magic is science is starting to prove a lot of that to be pretty accurate. So,
Oh, we are
um,
summoners. Yeah, we cast a lot of spells.
yeah, a lot of people, I can't stand it when people call it new age because it's really a lot of ancient knowledge that we're just finding to the science to back it up.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, New Age is probably not the best fit there.
No.
But for some people, I think it's how they relate. I think as long as you're getting people to relate to it, then whatever, right? As long as you can relate and get there somehow. So, yeah, I mean, for me personally, I mean, I don't really call it New Age or Ancient Age. I just, it's how it's always been. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? We're just tapping into this is it's just how it is, and it's exciting stuff. Really exciting.
It is. So, I know the emotion code, it's um, releasing trapped emotions, and you were telling me a little bit about it, and there was 60 possible emotions that you could have trapped that's causing maybe physical manifestations in your life or your body, causing some problems. You want to tell us a little bit about what type of emotions could be causing what type of problems, or give us a little bit more to
Sure.
look at?
Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to the emotions in the chart, there's a chart, and I don't have it to hand right now. I'd have to be able to get on the screen and show you, but basically on the chart there are 60 emotions, and these are by no means the only 60 emotions there are. But these are the 60 emotions that the author of the Emotion Code, Dr. Bradley Nelson, he says that these are the ones that if you get these taken care of, things are going to start to happen. Right? These are the emotions that we're trying to locate and get rid of. The other ones, whatever, right? And so basically, the way that it works is anything can be affecting anything in terms of emotion creating an outcome. Okay, so for example, you might be having an issue not being able to find happiness in a relationship or the job you want or whatever it is in the outside world. Then when if you release trapped emotion that might be causing that little vibration somewhere within your body that's just relating to that time when that emotion was trapped. Really, when you were saying emotion to lead onto it, basically any emotion can be linked to anything that's happening in your life, right? It's basically how in the time you related to that emotion and what was going on in your life. So, if say, I'll put it in an easy way to understand for me anyway, is that if you were 5 years old and you saw something that really affected you and it caused you to have a feeling in your body, there's a chance that that feeling is still somewhere in your body in the form of an energy, and it's giving off vibes today, unless you do something about it. If you're able to make it conscious enough, changed, and that's pretty much what the emotion code is trying to do. When we're locating a trapped emotion, we're basically just trying to find that little piece of energy somewhere in your body and bring it to consciousness so that it can then be released. Things can't be changed unless they're brought into consciousness, right? They're just as they are in the subconscious. Consciousness for us is our gift to be able to change stuff, so to speak. For me anyway, that's what I'm finding. I don't know if I kind of went off topic a little bit.
Oh no, you're fine.
Right on.
By all means, ramble on as long as it's rambling in this area, per se.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that we can have trapped emotions that may have, stemmed from something in our childhood or before or later, some point, something happened to us and we trapped this emotion inside us, which basically means we didn't let it go. We held on to it, and it's caused problems because emotions cause chemicals and hormones to be released in the body, which causes physical manifestations like sickness, but then it also causes problems with our lifestyle because it's affecting our mindset and how we react with our world, and letting that go and figuring out whatever is causing the problems and then figuring out how to let it go can fix our mindset that may be causing us some problems in our lifestyle. Yes?
I completely agree. With everything that you've just said, and I would also like to add that I think that not only in terms of affecting you, it will affect, it has the potential to affect you on your level of wellness, how well you're feeling, whether you do pick up any diseases and that kind of thing can all be linked to a trapped emotion. It can be affecting your mental state, like leading to confusion. I mean, you just think about it. When someone says, "I'm confused," you just think about the statement, right? Like, "I'm confused." In itself, the statement, it's spellcasting. You're kind of writing your own thing right there. And so there's definitely something within you that you don't want to be saying. You don't want that feeling. I don't want to be confused. You know what I mean? So I think the emotion code for me is basically giving people that tool to be able to release it. A lot of people don't have. A lot of people are looking for that way to escape the thing that they don't like, right? And they're looking here, there, and everywhere. But for me, I was looking here, there, and everywhere. And then I found the emotion code, and it was that little key that unlocked the door that basically opened up the rest of my world.
I love it. So it helped you try to figure out what was going on with your life.
And in turn, it's also helping a lot of other people too, just not only through me, but just through the experiences I've heard, like the stories that come from the emotion code and the things that people have been going through, and then been able to find some relief. Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars each year on medical expenses and on trying to find a relationship and on doing all these different things, getting a course they think it's going to get them what it is that they want. And really all they had to do is just release that little thing that was there the whole time within them, just sending out that signal, that negativity, that vibration that they didn't want. But a long time ago, when that emotion was trapped, it was necessary. It was serving you then. It served a purpose in the time, but now is the time to realize, hey, I don't need that anymore, sort of thing. And yeah, it's exciting stuff. I like every time I think about it, like I can feel my vibration just rise.
I love it. I love it too. What makes you happy? I love that you love this. You finally found what you want to do, and that's absolutely wonderful, because a lot of people they just settle for doing something that they think is going to pay the bills or have good benefits, and they don't care what it does to their soul, and they don't care that they're not happy, because, well, it's not that they don't care, they accept it as inevitable, that this is all life is, and this is how life is, and that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to work your life away to pay the bills and to just get by. And if you get lucky enough to have a job that you like, then great, but the chances of that are slim, and people just are okay with it. And I'm so glad that you're showing us that you don't have to be like that, that you can, if you search, find something that you love and that really resonates with you, and you can do things that make you happy, and that you can have a great life.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, settling, you mentioned there that a lot of people will settle. I think it comes down to how they're prioritizing, you know, whether you're prioritizing the rent above your happiness. You know what I mean? Is the rent really worth more than your happiness? You know, and for me, getting that in order was really easy to do once I had all those emotions out of the way that were kind of influencing me to say the rent is more important than my happiness. You know what I mean?
It's very hard to do.
I'm gonna have to say it's easy, because I feel that it's really easy. All you have to do is want it to be easy. I think some people, once again, it all comes down to what you accept to be true for you. And I mean, I saw an interesting thing yesterday. Actually, I was just browsing through Twitter, and someone had put a post up. Generally speaking, their posts are really good, and whatever. This one just kind of stuck with me, and it said. It said achieving health is hard. We make it easy. My head exploded, because this message does not need to be given to people. The achieving health is hard. The message that needs to be given to people is that achieving health is easy, and we make it easier. Not that achieving health is hard and we make it easier. You don't need to make it harder for that person. Stop giving them the message that it's hard. You know what I mean?
You're so right. You're so right. Because it's all mindset. And if you believe that it's hard, then yeah, it's going to be hard. But if you believe it's easy, then you're going to find a way to make it easy.
Exactly. Yeah. And once again, I mean, Abe, for me, I always go back to Abraham, because she's got these amazing ways of wording things, and getting you to a point of being able to see it in a different way. And she once I just lost my track thinking about Abe. I went back to appreciation, and now I'm gonna have to rethink about what we were just talking about. You have to remind me what we were talking about again.
That's okay. It's okay. I've got some notes here that I've been keeping over the past few days that we've been talking about all of this anyway, so that pretty well keep us on track if you need to. So it's totally okay to get off track. It's organic, and I love it. It shows, it shows more personality and stuff. And honestly, I don't know if I have enough notes to keep us going anyway, because I don't know anything about this stuff. But okay, so emotions, mindset, all that good junk. Energy work, this has to do a lot with, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the basic principle is that everything is energy, and so whenever you're working with energy, I mean, you're tapping into things that are really close to, source, that are working with, the way that everything works. So, I mean, I don't claim to know anything, but what I tend to do is just let source guide you through it, sort of thing. Let your feeling and your body tell you what's happening, as opposed to the mind, which will tend to, have a biased opinion.
You're right. But the thing about energy work is that if you let go of all the physical and you really get in touch with your inner self and your spirit and just let things like stop trying to control and stop trying to know exact facts or put words to things. We all know how to do these things instinctively. It's just we've learned through the years of conditioning between, what's right or what you're supposed to do, or that's voodoo, or, you get into like, especially religious type conditioning, which, all religions are based on the same core aspects per se of this stuff. It's just reworded and the translations got confused through the years and people have lost touch with the source energy, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, and that's what this is about, really, for me. Is just all of the other stuff that comes from the source energy, so to speak. It's just removing all the blocks that get put in place, or you know what I mean, that restrict your view. It's just opening up your view, and once you get to that place, anything can happen. Anything can happen, and there is no limitation. Like, your mind is then just a big playground. You can do what you want. You can feel how you want, and you get to choose. That's the thing, is you get to choose. Some people, they don't feel like they have a choice. And when someone offends them, they feel like they have to do something. And for you realize you have a choice to do something if you want, right? And you also have a choice to respond in any way that you choose. I mean, if a guy's being abusive to you, you can be abusive back if you feel you have to, but really you have a choice where you can just show some love, show some compassion, give the guy a smile, know he's having a hard day, and move on with it. You don't have to adopt their. But once again, like you say, through conditioning, people have learned the habit of putting themselves in that situation and making it their reality. And I just want anyone to know that if really, you have a choice. You have the choice to choose of how you feel and how you deal with every situation.
You're exactly 100% right. The only limitations you actually have are the ones that you place on yourself. You have a choice in absolutely everything. I can't. Well, I don't want to say I can't stand, like, it makes me angry or anything, but it makes me sad when I see all these people thinking that life happens to them and all these bad situations, and they think that they have no choice in the matter. And like, let's see, I'm really empathetic, but I have a hard time being sympathetic because I understand that you create your own reality. And sure, I'm very sure that you didn't want cancer. That's a bad thing. But, when you know the things that we know about energy work and emotions and mindset and taking care of yourself and all that good stuff, I really don't want to say you brought it on yourself, but there's probably some things in there that you could have done to not make that happen, maybe, possibly. I don't
Yeah,
want to step on
definitely.
your toes.
Sometimes it's where sometimes people don't really have the choice to gain the awareness is necessary in order, to move on from something. Like, I mean, if something's inherited from your mother, from your thing, and your environment and your situation, and you aren't ever given the option to see, a different way. I think that too can affect a lot of people too. I mean, and when someone who never had that option available to them, when they get to that place where it becomes available, that there is the magic for me. Like, that is so much joy that, like, knowing that what I gained from it, if someone else gets there too, it's just fantastic, right?
You're right.
And you mentioned too, we create our own reality. I'd also like to add to that. For me, I feel like that statement is good, but it needs something added to it as well. That would be that not only do we create our reality, but our reality creates us too.
Yes.
In a sense that it's a co-creation, right? So that too, if your reality is so impactful to you and it has such an impression on you, I mean, that in itself has been, I think, to do a lot of restrict people is that they're not also seeing both sides. It's not just I created this. It wasn't just me, right? Let source have some of the blame. You know what I mean? It wasn't just me, and even just doing that, like, that's a release. That's a relief for anybody, just knowing, hey, someone else is sharing this with me.
That's awesome. You're so right. You're so right. And with the awareness thing, you're very right. A lot of people are very unaware that they have any control over any of it. And which gets back to our conditioning and how we've, as a species, forgotten how to do some of these things. Vastly speaking, we've forgotten. We haven't completely forgotten because it's coming back, and there's it's getting more prominent because people, not everybody forgot, and then they're teaching folks, and I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but
it's expansion. Some people,
yeah.
I mean, we're blessed to have people who took the time to figure this stuff out and spent a lot of time, and people like Abe who are out there just doing what they can to expand the message and to get it out to as many people as possible. Yeah, I mean, and the good thing is knowing that for every person out there, that there is someone who's not on the right path. There's someone like Abraham Hicks or Bradley Nelson or Tony Robbins or whoever it is that you find inspiration from. They're out there and they're trying to make it available to you.
Yeah, and we're so lucky to have found them.
Yes.
Yeah. So
found ourselves too. Found ourselves. I think what happened for me is I spent a good chunk of my life looking for someone who could help me. and then one day I stopped looking, and then I found myself, and there I was the whole time.
I can relate. I totally know what you're talking about.
I thought Tony Robbins was going to do it for me, or Abraham Hicks, she was going to do it for me, but as much as she got me close, it wasn't her, it had to be me.
I do know exactly what you're talking about, especially being in the coaching world. People look to me to they want me to fix them, and I can't fix you. I can show you how to fix yourself, per se, but I can't do it for you. You still have to do the work, and you still have to do it yourself. And yeah, I can relate to the looking for yourself though. for my whole life, I don't know how it is in Nova Scotia. I know like nothing about Nova Scotia, except for that it's cold and there's lots of open space, is what you've told me. But I live in Alabama, and if you know anything about the stereotypes of Alabama, I'm not going to say they're correct, but they're probably not far off.
I actually lived in a place called Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah.
I lived there for a number of years. I actually went to school for a little while there, and while my parents were out there, and then we had some issues with my father's visa, and we went back to the UK, which is where I'm actually originally from, because I'm originally from England. I know I'm in Nova Scotia now, but you know, my journey's taking me all over.
That's awesome.
No, I love it. Yeah, no, I do have some experience from that area of the world, a little bit.
Through the South.
Yeah. My sister's there now, and when she first got there, she had this adorable little English accent, and then everybody knew it. And within a month, it was, "How y'all doing?"
Yeah.
Now it's gone. It's completely gone. She's completely.
I was in Georgia one time, and it was a beautiful place. Beautiful place. Very, very humid. I felt like I was breathing water. It was so humid down there, and I couldn't do anything with my hair at all.
It's extreme. It's extreme.
Yeah.
I remember some mornings going out at like 5 o'clock in the morning. You're thinking, there's no way it's going to go. And then you step outside, and it's just baking hot, and the bugs are already out, like nipping at your face.
Yeah. Yeah. We're getting a little off topic.
Yeah, a little.
So I was saying, you know, living in Alabama my entire life, people around here, I've literally only ever found like one other person that can talk about this sort of stuff with me, in real life. Thank God for the internet, because I would feel very alone if I didn't have the internet. And I did feel very alone until I found the internet, right? And because even though this stuff is getting more prominent and more well-known, it's still a little few and far between, especially depending on where you're located in the world. Some places it's more common knowledge, and then some places it's still complete voodoo to talk about. Where I live being one of those places closer to the voodoo area. So we're very a religious area down here in the South.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Just on that slight topic there about your area that you're living. It brings me back to what Abe would say right about now. And I always like going back to Abe, because she's always just so good. And what she would say is, I think something along the lines of, is that we are what you see is a reflection of yourself, you know?
Uh-huh.
And so just by seeing that everything around, like everywhere around you, people are responding as if this is voodoo. In a sense, that's kind of a reflection of how you're feeling about it, right?
Mm.
I think if you were to transition possibly from that feeling of everyone around me thinks this is voodoo to maybe the feeling of there are people around me now that really understand this, and you know, just opening up to those kind of, it's just like, you know what I mean, in terms of you know, what you see is reflect back to you kind of thing. And I mean, I find that to be true in a lot of things. Like I heard a story my buddy was telling me the other day of how he feels about this bartender. And he likes to go in for a drink. Every time he goes in, the bartender, she's got an attitude with him, and it's just, the environment gets hostile, and he feels some resistance in this. And so one day he's walking by the bar, and then he decides, right, I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in. I'm going to have a drink. But then he sees the woman who's serving through the glass, and he's like, no, I'm not going to go in. Okay. Then he stopped. He noticed the resistance, and he was like, "Well, hang on a minute. Maybe I'll try this flexion thing out. Maybe I'll change how I'm viewing this woman. I'm viewing her right now as if she's bad attitude. She's going to treat me like I'm a dog, and this, that, and the other, right?" He was able to get himself to the place of giving her a chance and being able to say, "Okay, well, maybe this woman's not so bad. Maybe things will be different today." And he went in, and it was the best time he had ever had in that woman's presence. And it all came down to really nothing else changed. You know, the only thing that changed was how he saw that woman, and she responded accordingly based on how he felt about her. You know what I mean?
You're right. You're totally right. I don't claim to be perfect.
Oh no,
No, I'm not saying
me
yeah.
either. But that's where we're looking to get, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a destination we never reach. Well, all we
Sorry
can
to say
do
that.
is strive for progress every day.
Yes,
And,
I agree.
So yeah, you're totally right. I never realized it until you said something about it. But as soon as you said something, I was like, oh, yep, he got me.
It's becoming more and more easier for me to notice other people's resistance when I'm quite aware of my own. Right? It just becomes, you know, it's like a second nature sort of thing. That, you know, the habit development side of things. The more you do something, the more the easier it is. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly new to this type of stuff. Like I'm not, but I am. I've been doing this type of stuff my whole life, just instinctively, I guess. But you know, I was met with that's not right, and because I grew up in a very religious household, and we went to church all the time and religiously, but
As you do, yeah.
but so I was met with this my whole life that you know, that wasn't right, and that you shouldn't say things like that, and you shouldn't think like that, and you should think like this, and so you know, of course, I've been conditioned to believe a certain way my whole life, and I know in my heart what I believe, and I'm trying, but I've only just begun in the past year, even. Like I'm super new to all of this, but expressing it and allowing myself to put what I believe out into the world. Whereas before, I just kept it to myself because I was afraid of everybody around me judging me and putting me down and stuff like that. It always had my whole life. And but you know, even that stems from, you know, one thing leads to you believing that that one thing is true, which allows you to project it upon other folks, which brings more of that stuff. You know, it's all the law of attraction, and like attracts like. And so, you know, one person just set off a chain reaction in my world to attract more of this stuff. And you know, I'm getting past it. I'm getting through it, and all you can hope for is progress. I know I said that earlier, but it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, even resistance is progress. You know what I mean? Because it's just another rocket. You know what I mean? Another rocket of desire.
Yeah.
I find that helps me. Like if I find there's a situation that before I might have found as a difficult situation that might have controlled my feelings, now it's more like, oh, this is this. Okay, that means that there's something I really want around here.
And it
You know what I mean? And it automatically now is just a shift that takes place without even having to make any effort, because there's not all these other connections from trapped emotions that are, you know, interfering with the signals being sent throughout your body. That's the way I look at it.
No, you're right, because the emotion, you're okay. Everybody hears about the law of attraction these days and whatnot, and then raising your vibrations and lowering your vibrations and matching your vibrations to that which you want to manifest in order to manifest it. Okay. But like it took me a really long time to figure out
Thing two,
what they're
thing two
talking.
is making it not about what it's about. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but making it not about what it's about, because like if someone wants $1 million, you can focus on it being $1 million, or you could focus on it being a piece of paper and some ink. Right? It could be a check, right? And you don't have it to be as big and as big as you make it. You can make it really small, really attainable. You know, all I really want is a piece of paper. That's all I'm really looking for. I'm not looking for $1 million. I'm just looking for a piece of paper, right? You can make something that's really big, really small. It becomes so attainable, right? Attraction has just, you know, gone from I'm attracting it from all the way over there to I'm attracting it from right here, right?
You're right. You're very right. And it's also, but you have to match the emotions that that $1 million brings you. You know, like how are you going to feel when you finally hold that? You know, how is your life going to change? How is that? You know, it's going to make.
I think it's like,
But you're probably going to be more than happy.
I think when you're at the place where it wouldn't matter whether you got it or not, that's where, you know what I mean? If you're at that place where, you know what, I already have what I'm looking for when I get this, you know what I mean? If when you get it, you're gonna feel a certain way. If you can have that feeling before you've already got it, then it's coming. You know what I mean? And you're not even looking for it. You're not even looking for what it is. It's just coming because you're in that state, right?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. That I love it. I absolutely love it. You took
I
the
look
word.
at like three stages. You know? I mean, you can be lost, right? And if you're lost, then you obviously you're not where you want to be, right? But then there's the other stage of where you could be, which is you're looking. You're just trying to find. You're finding. You're in the process of searching and attracting and acquiring. And then there's the third stage, which is being found, and then that's the stage where nothing really needs to change. You're already there. You know what I mean? So people who are lost or people who are finding, they aren't found. You can't be in all. You can't be in one of those stages and in the other stage at the same time. You know what I mean? You're either lost, you're either finding, or you're found. Right? And I think for some people, they spend a lot of time in the finding, and not so much in the lost and the found. You know what I mean? And the lost is normally the place where you fire off your rocket of desire, and the finding is where you're going about attracting that, you know, that rocket that you sent out and getting it to you, and then the found is basically it's already there.
You're 100% correct. I spent my whole life not being a talker. I've just always been quiet and kept to myself, stayed in my head. So I'm more of a writer. I'm getting better at this talking thing, but sometimes it's hard for me to formulate words into the sentences that I want them to say. But you're doing a great job at taking the words out of my head and letting these people know. And
I love clarity. Like when things are clear, you know what I mean? Like having something just so clear to you, that there is priceless. You know, I mean, everything else comes from that. If you can get some clarity on something, you know what I mean? Everything else just comes from that. And you know, I think you're there. You're getting what it is that you're looking for, and you know, it's found.
yes, and gosh, what a long journey it was searching, because I feel like you know, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a coach at first. Like I didn't have anyone telling me how to do anything or where to look or anything. So I was just completely lost for years and years and years. But the thing is like I look back and when I was a child, I wasn't lost at all.
It's funny actually. One of the trapped emotions on the emotion code is the feeling of lost. And yeah. I mean, there are a lot of others. And I actually spent some time on my own thing because after I started working with the emotion code, I saw the potential of, okay, this is great, but you know what? It could actually probably be better, right? So I did my own little thing that I find works for me, and I started to adjust certain things. So for me, not only when I release a trapped emotion, I also go ahead and I install a new emotion that is counter to the trapped emotion that I just released. So if I was going to release being lost, release the being lost, and then I would also go ahead and install being found, which is kind of not, it's not what they do in the emotion code, but for me, I find it's like, hey, why not just have some extra stuff that helps with what I want? You know what I mean?
And see, that's what makes you great at this, because far too often people learn how to do something. Like, for example, they would learn the emotion code and they would just accept that that's how it is, that's how you do it, there's nothing more to it. Whereas people like you and me like to question things and innovate things, and we like to learn about similar things, and then we may incorporate this thing and that thing and mix it all together and come out with a really awesome thing. And yeah, that's good.
And that's kind of what Dr. Bradley has done. I mean, with his code, what he's done is he's gone through and he's done a really amazing job at going through other people's information, and he's taking that thing and he's taken that thing and he's taken that thing and he's taken that thing and he's put them together in this one thing that now works so beautifully that it, you know, it doesn't need to be changed. Hey, if you can go ahead and better it, why not, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
all things great came from people innovating other things.
oh yeah, and generally speaking, it was never the person who invented it that gets it to its final place. You know what I mean? Generally speaking, you know, someone invents something and that was their part of the thing, and then someone else comes along and with their new insight will then innovate, you know, somebody else's creation, and you know, you get into the whole co-creating process, which opens up even more doors and things go ahead and expand out and whatnot. I mean, you know, it is, you look at anything. I mean, if it's perfect, you know, change it, you know, but if it could be a little better, you end up going ahead and doing it, because progress can't stop, you know. This expansion is going to happen anyway. Progress is going to happen, and we're either going to make it happen easily or hard, but it's our choice.
I love it. So we've only got about 15 minutes left probably, and I want to touch some more on the emotion code. Even though, you know, we were just talking about that just now, like that was all of that also. But you were telling me about how, well, okay, real quick, I want to talk about how you said you're a student of the emotion code, and you're actually trying to raise money to pay for school and stuff, right?
Yes. I'm kind of just, you know, testing the waters with that. I haven't ever really done crowdfunding before, and so I'm kind of new to the concept, but I see the potential for it, so I figured, hey, I'll give it a go. But once again, I haven't like fully. It's not, you know, if you don't donate, you know, it's not going to hurt me or whatnot. I'll end up getting what I want some way or another. But for me, it's just, you know, it's another opening that I'm creating. If you want to come along and donate, then you know. I mean, I'm in a situation where it doesn't matter either way, but if it happens, it's great. Right? It will happen quicker for me, and it will be a help. You know, if it happens sooner, that just means I got, you know, my progress happens a little quicker, right?
Awesome.
You know.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely. It doesn't matter. Like it's coming no matter what. It's just it's the same manifestation things we were just talking about with the law of attraction and everything. It's gonna get here. It's just a matter of if it gets here tomorrow or next week or next year. Like it's gonna get here at some point.
I'm committed. I'm committed to getting, you know, whatever I know is going to make me happy. That, and for me, like, if anyone out there is looking for a piece of advice, and if for me personally, and I would consider myself a happy person, and that would be just your number one goal to be happy. That's all you have to do. Like, nothing else matters. Nothing else is more important than your happiness. If you can just maintain that, you win. You win the game of life. That's it.
You're so right. You're so right. I wanted to touch on that so that people know that, you know, because you're awesome. This interview has been awesome. I've loved
Thank you. You're awesome too.
Thank you. But it's about you right now. And
Right on.
I want you to do all this as soon as you can. Like, I want you to manifest this today or tomorrow because you're really good at it. And it's so interesting to me, at least, and to you and to other folks because, you know, it's a thing. But I want people watching this or, you know, the replay when it's up, I want them to know that they can help you out if they like you. And because people help people out when they like them, you know, and I wanted to do this interview because it was really interesting subject and me and you really hit it off with through texting and stuff because we met on Twitter not too horribly long ago. And I also figured it would, you know, doing a video and an interview, maybe we can broadcast it around, share it and stuff. And maybe get you some help with that because I want you to succeed at that tomorrow because, yeah, just because.
And I appreciate it fully. I appreciate it fully.
All right. Well, so you said, you know, if people had questions, they could contact you. What's the best way to contact you?
You can contact me either through email, through Facebook, through Twitter. I don't know whether you'd like me to just go ahead and just to give out that information, or
if you want to, yeah, go for it, and then I'll get you to text it to me later so I can put a link up around the video.
Okay, right on. Yeah. So if anyone has any questions or anything concerning, you know, the emotion code, the body code, or just feeling great, well, yeah, you can reach me at on Twitter. My username would be at users 95 million. So that's USERS 95 million. That's all written in numbers 950000000. Then you can also reach me on Facebook. My Facebook account name is Rooted with Wings. Or you can just search for Dean Mark Abraham on Facebook. And then there is also my Gmail address, which is users95million@gmail.com. I need to make a correction because my Twitter account is not users95 million. It's users95million1. I made some progress that day. When I made my Twitter account, I made progress. I mean, obviously, I met you, and we're here now doing this video, so I had to go 95million1.
That's so funny. Yeah, and I'll get linked if you text me all of that. Which I mean, of course, I've got your username already, and I have an email. I don't know if that's the email you want to use or not, but just send me everything you want me to put up links to make things really easy for folks. And I'll even put up a link to your GoFundMe account so that people can help out there if they want to.
Right on, right on. If you need any information in regards to that, I think they, like, on the GoFundMe site, they've got some really cool features. And one of the features is you can like create like a little widget sort of thing. And they give you like a link to the widget so that you don't really have to do it. And it's basically just like a little, I don't know what you call it, like a little ad sort of thing. I can go ahead and show you what it would look like sort of thing in advance.
Yeah,
They give it to me. They give me the option to use it in order to, you know, advertise your campaign sort of thing. I've used it a couple of times on a couple of campaigns. I've been helping other people with.
You have a widget for the GoFundMe account?
Yeah, it's like it's just something that you can either put on your website or on a video or sort of thing. I mean, I don't know exactly how those things work. I'm
awesome.
Not computer savvy. I'm just going with it.
We'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
Yes. We will.
So, anything else you want to touch with the emotion code before we get off of here? I know you were telling me about the heart wall. You want to talk
Yes.
about that?
The heart wall is a part of 3 parts of the emotion code. There's basically 3 ways that Dr. Bradley said that the emotion can be trapped, and one of the ways would be for it to be a trapped emotion physically somewhere in your body, right? So there's a little piece of energy somewhere, whether it's in a cell wall or somewhere within your body. The second way would be in the heart wall, which is basically an invisible wall that we can't see, but the heart sees, that would be used for the heart, as the heart sees it, to protect itself from stressful or dangerous situations. Then you go on to the third way, which would be emotional resonance, which would mean that the trapped emotion is no longer there, but there's an emotional resonance that is left behind from the trapped emotion when it was there. So for the heart wall, it touches on basically dealing with issues that ended up creating a wall around the heart. And so when you release trapped emotions from the heart wall, you're basically opening up your heart's vision. It's the way I look at it. You're removing blocks from your heart's vision and giving it clarity. I don't know if that clears things up.
Awesome. And then that allows you to be more heart-centered also, would you think? Maybe?
Yeah, I would say that it removes what was stopping you. If there was something stopping you, it's no longer there. You know, and that's all I look like these trapped emotions are. Is they're just little pieces of energy that are telling you to go a certain way, telling you to take a certain road. They're, you know, and when they're not there, the signal is very clear on which path you're supposed to be taking.
Awesome. From my experience, as soon as I stopped thinking with my head and started thinking with my heart and following, you know, happiness and love, is when everything in my life really started to come into everything that I ever wanted, if that makes sense. Like, I really started manifesting everything I wanted in life.
Yeah. Yeah, I find, well, when we use the emotion code, we're basically not getting any of the answers because we ask a lot of questions and we go through a process in the emotion code. You're going through and you're questioning, and it's a lot of questions, but none of the answers are coming from you. They're all coming from your body. They're all coming from unconscious responses in your body, right? Like, the way I see it is 10% is what my conscious awareness is, right? But there's 90% that's going on that I don't even ever think about. Like, I don't think about breathing, I don't think about my muscles moving and that kind of thing. When we're using the emotion code, we aren't using the conscious 10%. If we are, it's only aimed at the intention of getting to the other 90% sort of thing. So basically you're just letting your body tell you everything, and that's why I love it so much. Is I don't need to know anything. I don't need to know anything about what's wrong with you. I don't need to know anything. Your body tells me what I need to know in order to go ahead and release it. And that for me is, you know, what more do I need? I don't need to know nothing. My body knows all the answers. So just go ahead, tell me what you need to know, sort of thing. And if you
And you can apply that to everything too. Like, you already know everything that you need to know to do anything that you want to do.
Yeah. The techniques that are in this are basically you're going about and you're just doing muscle tests, which are unconscious responses, and through being able to determine whether the unconscious response meant yes or whether it meant no, you get your answers, and then you go ahead and the body will tell you, hey, I'm ready now to release this feeling of whatever it was. Or the body will say, no, we need more information. We need to bring this more conscious, and we will be ready, you know. And if anybody wants any more information and doesn't want to go through me, like, I seriously suggest going to www.healerslibrary.com, and there's a wealth of information on the emotion code. There's a free book there that you can get all information. I mean, I got all my information from a free book, and then I've just carried on with doing my own research. So yeah, it's well worth the time, I think, to just acquire these little tools that just change the way that you have to do anything. It doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. It can be super easy. You know, it doesn't have to be months of therapy in order to release that trapped emotion. It can just be a 15-minute emotion code session and it's gone. You know, I don't know how we're doing for time, but I just had another quick point, which it brought me onto mental health and the way, mental health. The one thing that gets me about it is they do step one of the emotion code. They do what they're supposed to do. They bring your conscious awareness to where it needs to be. They get you talking about your issues. They get you talking about those feelings, and they bring it all to consciousness. And they end the session and they say, go home. They don't release it there and then. I don't know whether it's because they don't know how to, or they don't want to, or I just don't get why after you at the point of where the body is probably ready to just release this emotion, and they end their session. I think that's where mental health is falling short in that terms, in that side of things. You know, if we're, you know, doing step 2 of the emotion code as well and going ahead and releasing the emotion, I think mental health would just take right off, you know?
Yeah, I agree completely. It's it needs a lot of innovators like yourself. And it's you know, it's nobody's fault. They just weren't taught that way of doing things. You know, getting back to people don't question anything, and they don't try to explore options farther, or look at other things and see if they can incorporate. That's why I don't like formal school. I never did well in formal school. I love to learn, but I can't stand being taught or being told what to learn and then being told that that's the only way to do that thing. Like, that drove me absolutely insane. Like, there's a limitless number of ways to do everything, and you just have to figure out what works best for you. And that's why I like self-educating, because it makes you explore all the options to figure out what works best for you.
Yeah, and I find that too. Like, the things are different for everyone. Some, you know, one thing might work for you, and the same thing won't work for another person. Is as long as you can find your own comfort with it, you know, you're golden. And I mean, for me personally, I see that there is infinite ways to get to the same place, and we're all just, you know, on that journey of picking a place and going.
You're right. You're absolutely correct. Yeah, this was a great talk. Like, I've had so much fun talking to you this past hour, and I have learned so much, and I'm so glad that we are friends. Let me just tell everybody that Dean is the first person in my entire life that I have ever met that shares the same birthday as me. And this is absolutely amazing, okay? Because, like, I'm not conceited or nothing, but I think I'm pretty awesome. And then I'm into horoscopes and stuff, and my horoscope just keeps telling me the same thing. And then I meet Dean over here, who's got the same birthday as me, and he's awesome too. So let me tell you guys, if your birthday is May 9th, please contact me, because you have to be an awesome person, right? Like, statistics have shown me awesome people are born on May 9th. So I have to meet you if your birthday is on May 9th.
I agree. I mean, the other thing too is my son is born on May 9th too. So that's 3 of us.
That's right. I don't know him though, so I don't know how awesome he is. I'm sure he is outstanding to have a dad like you.
Maybe if we do another one of these or something, I'll get him to say hi.
All right. Yeah, that'd be great. So yeah, we're gonna go. Contact Dean. I'm gonna put all his links and whatnot around the video somewhere. Probably below it, beside it. I don't know. It'll be close by. You won't have to look too hard. And we'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks, man.